Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again to Jack of All Trivia. It is Monday night, which means you know exactly what time it is. It is inner geekdom time, time to get sweaty and not by going to the gym. We are talking about getting sweaty in terms of nerdy movies, comic books, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Star Trek. You bring them all, we'll sweat it out over them. But I am, of course, your host, the King of Hearts, James Shimo. Thank you so much for joining us. I am joined tonight by my co-host, the man running the ones and twos, the one, the only, the villain, Mr. Haven Pendergast. Haven, what's going on, man?
What's up, man? Got off the JOB, came here, relaxed for a little bit. Now we into an inner geekdom match for this Monday night, man. So I'm excited, man. We got a debuting player versus, hands down, one of the greatest IG players. So I hope that don't intimidate the new player right now. But yeah, man, this should be. I want to see what these guys have, man. We haven't seen the King of Hearts. We haven't seen Jay play in a couple months. Well, maybe like a month, So let's see if he. How he's built tonight.
Yeah, it has been quite a bit. I mean, we did have the whole IG tournament and getting that resolved and everything took a little bit longer than I think any of us would have liked. But the point is, it's over. It's done with. We got a new champ, and now we got to find out who's going to face him next. And in order to do that, we got to get some records built up. Like I mentioned this past Monday, all records have been reset. So therefore, we will be moving on, trying to get ourselves a new number one contender figured out. And I have already decided that the first competitor in Inner Geekdom to get to 3-0 will challenge for Dave Lee's Inner Geekdom Championship. So without any further ado, we do have two very fired up competitors here today, Jay the Arsonist Burnz and, of course, JP Joe Pulford. This one's going to be interesting. We got JP looking to make his mark here in Inner Geekdom, especially in Jack of All Trivia. And, of course, the veteran Jay Burnz looking to get back in the saddle and get back in the hunt for that Inner Geekdom belt. So without any further ado, Haven, why don't you go ahead and talk it over with these gentlemen, see exactly how they're feeling heading into this colossal match.
All right, let's start with the brand new debuting player, JP. How you feeling, man, coming into this match, brother?
Good. I had a lot of fun with the comic book free-for-all, and it's been a while since I was in that one, so I'm looking forward to showing what I can do here tonight.
Okay. Positive attitude. Have you witnessed your opponent play in a match previously?
Oh yeah, I've seen him in a few other games already. He's very competent. It's going to be a tough game, but I'm hoping that we both do well. I'm just hoping I do a little bit better. So
awesome. And that's JP. All right, let's go to the man himself. He's going by a nickname right here, but I'm not going to say that out loud because, it's 2019, and, I don't want the cops coming to my door because somebody was crying. So anyway, Mr. Burnz, he's another villain, just like your boy right here. We're going to cut to all the bullshit. You're a great player. How you feel coming up against this newbie?
Hey, man, somebody's got to cut their teeth somehow. You can't get better if you don't get beat. Who knows? I've never seen the kid play outside the comic book free-for-all. He could whoop my ass. I'll let you know this, though. 678-136-7092. That's Captain America's phone number in Infinity War. Try me.
Woo! All right. Make sure you got a fire extinguisher around because this is Jack of All Trivia, and that is the Burnz bringing that heat. Back to you, King of Hearts.
Absolutely right. Well, we've definitely got no shortage of confidence on the side of the arsonist Jay Burnz. He's a veteran of the game. He knows exactly what he's doing. However, he is making a good point. Both of these guys are. Joe has had time to study some tape on the arsonist. So the one advantage he has is Jay has absolutely no idea what his strengths are, what his weaknesses are. So it is something that we will all be discovering as the match goes on. But without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, tonight, Jack of All Trivia brings to you an Inner Geekdom Division match scheduled for 3 rounds to a finish. Introducing first, representing himself, he is making his Inner Geekdom debut here in Jack of All Trivia. He is JP Joe Pulford. And his opponent, representing the Revengers, he is the one, the only, the arsonist, Jay Burnz. All right, gentlemen. Round number 1 is going to work as follows. You will get 8 questions from 8 different geeky categories. You will write your answers down on a whiteboard or piece of paper, whatever is at your disposal. You will have 15 seconds to do so. When time is called, I will call you each individually. You will show your answer to the camera and say it, at the exact same time. If you get
Did he just freeze for everybody else too?
I think so.
Yep, he froze. All right, he might have to jump out and jump back in.
All right, that sounds like an old Flash commercial. Can you hear me now? Anyway,
Yes.
So, as I was saying, each correct answer will be worth 1 point. However, if you missed the question, do not worry. You do not lose any points. There are no penalties for incorrect answers in round 1. Also, keep in mind that if you do get all 8 questions correct, you will receive a bonus question worth 1 additional point. Also, keep in mind, gentlemen, you have 4 repeats to use throughout the duration of the match. If you need a question repeated, you just want to stall for more time, toss one of those out there. I will be happy to provide a repeat. Technical issue repeats are also viable if not abused. We had a little bit too much of that in a certain other circumstance that I won't mention. Also, you do have a challenge rule in effect. If you believe a ruling went sideways and it shouldn't have, toss out your challenge. If that is the case, then Haven and I will discuss the actual ruling and we will render a decision. If your challenge is honored, then congratulations. You get to maintain your challenge and challenge again later on in the match. If not, then unfortunately you are out of options to challenge. You are stuck with whatever rulings come your way from here on out. With that out of the way, Joe Pulford, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, Jay Burnz, are you ready?
And Willie.
And Haven, are you ready to go?
Oh, yeah.
Well, then let's rock and roll, gentlemen. Ding, ding. All right, here we go. Question number 1 in round number 1 is going to come in the category of directors. Who directed Superman 3? Figured I'd go a little old school to start this match off.
Oh, yeah. I like going old school and I watch films. New ones that, I don't know. But, yeah, this was a good film. I enjoyed this one. I think, this one's never talked about as one of the best trilogies, the first superhero films we ever had. But this one was okay.
Well, the first 2 were good, but then the last 2 kind of just petered out in terms of quality, unfortunately. And we need answers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. All right, let's go to Jay first.
Dick Lester, Richard Lester.
Richard Lester is correct. And Joe?
No, I didn't have it.
All right, Jay Burnz striking first blood, taking an early lead here, 1-0. All right, let us take a look at question number 2, which is going to come in the category of mixed bag. Who plays the role of Michael Stigman in the film Two Guns? Yes, Two Guns is based on a comic.
Yep. This one, I think I first seen this on Hulu. I was always intrigued to watch it, but I never wanted to buy it, So
I finally watched it. Just by the 2 leads, I was kind of intrigued, but I never really got into it and had an opportunity to check it out until more recently. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pens down. All right, let's go to Joe first.
Matthew McConaughey.
That is incorrect, I'm afraid. Go to Jay.
Mr. Say Hi to Your Mother for Me himself, Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg is correct. That's right, Marky Mark. Very, very interesting duo indeed. In any case, we will move on. The next question comes in the category of the Wizarding World. Question number 3, category is the Wizarding World. What is the name of the Tri-Wizard Cup competitor who was selected from the Beauxbatons Academy in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire?
Oh, this is when they started heating up. They were going Bloods and Crips in this film. All the gangs and schools. Yeah. I was surprised when this, got dark, man.
I wouldn't say it's more gang warfare. I'd say it was more like high school rivalry, if you will. everybody's got their own rival
Oh yeah,
team or
it's
whatever.
definitely Jets and the Sharks. It's not Bloods and the Crips.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. You guys are already good to go. Jay, what do you got?
Her grandmother was part Vila. Her name is Fleur Delacour.
Fleur Delacour is correct. And Joe?
DeFleur.
Unfortunately, I cannot accept that.
Shoot.
Nice try, though. All righty. Here we go. The next category, or question, I should say. The next question will be in the category of Marvel films. Keep in mind, these are films outside the MCU. All right. In Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, who plays the role of Ben Parker?
Oh, good one.
Oh,
He's a good actor.
Perfect game so far.
oh,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pull this.
This guy looked like he leaped off the pages, to play Uncle Ben.
Yeah, he did seem like a very much a perfect fit. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. All right, Joe.
Martin Sheen.
You're thinking the Amazing Spider-Man, unfortunately. Let's go to Jay Burnz.
Knive Robert Hall.
That is incorrect. Although you got part of his last name in there. The correct name is Cliff Robertson.
That's what it is.
Cliff Robertson.
I could picture him. I didn't know his name.
Most assuredly.
All right. No perfect round for either competitor. So I guess that takes a little bit of the pressure off. All right. Question number 5 is going to come in the category of Indiana Jones. In Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, the Shankara stones were gifts from a deity of which religion? Yeah, you got to watch it when you get into some of those theology questions. Oftentimes, people get a little annoyed when you bring.
You're not asking for the god, right? Just the.
No, which religion it comes from.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of it myself.
Answers coming in 5,
What would be the proper
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. All right, let's go to Jay.
Hindu.
The Hindu religion is correct. And Joe.
Hindu.
All right. That's good. Joe is finally on the board. All right. Hindu, or we would have taken the Hindu religion or Hinduism as it's commonly known. Either one would have been accepted. All right. Next question. Question 6 is going to come in the category of movie release dates.
Movie release dates.
As all of a sudden the souls of both Scott Mance and Ben Bateman shout out and enjoy. All right. When was The Crow City of Angels released?
Shit.
Not the one.
Yeah. As much as everybody reveres the first Crow movie, the ones after the fact started to very much dip in quality. Not unlike the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. And 5,
The first 3 are good.
4,
Pirates movies,
3,
not the Crow.
2, 1. Pens down. All right. And Joe.
2000.
Incorrect. Jay Burnz.
1994?
Very close. 1996.
Literally. Oh, okay.
1996.
I think I was thinking about the third Crow.
Possibly.
The one with Eddie Furlong.
Mm-hmm. All right. Question number 7 is going to come in the category of DC. All right. In Watchmen, who plays the role of Silk Spectre 2?
A lot of people gave her a lot of flack for this role, but I thought she was okay. I thought she was really good, to be honest.
Like, I will say this, and I will always defend it. Watchmen is the most accurate of any comic book adaptation you will ever see.
Interstitials
Yep.
included.
I agree.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. I think this one I always refer to Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, the first film. That's a good one too. Kind of real accurate.
Yeah. All right, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. All right, Jay Burnz.
Malin Ackerman? Malin Ackerman?
Malin Ackerman is correct. And Joe.
Nope, I didn't have it.
All righty. All right, let's see if Joe can mount a little bit of a comeback here with his final question in round number 1. And that question is going to come in the category of Star Trek. Who plays the newly appointed helmsman of the USS Enterprise in Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country?
When it comes to Star Trek, what is it, the evens or the odds that are the good movies?
Evens.
Okay. So this was a good one.
Mm-hmm. It was definitely one of the more interesting ones, sure. All right.
William Shatner should have directed.
And he directed 5, and that was enough of a disaster. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
God.
Pens down.
Big shit.
All right. Let's go to Joe first.
Christy Alley?
Unfortunately, that is incorrect. Let's go to Jay Burnz.
I'm wrong, too. I said Walter Koenig.
That is also incorrect. We were looking for Kim Cattrall.
Okay.
Kim Cattrall.
Oh.
Christy Alley came in Wrath of Khan and Search for Spock.
Okay. I knew she was in there.
Yep. All right. So after a really interesting round number 1, we have a decisive lead heading into round 2. Jay Burnz is currently enjoying a 4-point advantage with 5 points to Joe's 1 point. But as we like to say, round 2 is where anything can and will happen, and that is certainly the case. As in round number 2, the fate is in the hands of RN Jesus, as Jay Burnz likes to say. But in this case, a 12-sided die. A 12-sided die will be rolled, each number corresponding with a different geeky category. You will have the option to have another number rolled unless you land on player's or opponent's choice. If you land on player's choice, obviously your fate is in your own hands. If you land on opponent's choice, then unfortunately it goes to your opponent. You will get 5 questions in whichever category you ultimately end up with. Each question will be worth a total of 2 points. However, if you do feel you need a little extra help, feel free to check to multiple choice, but in which case the value of the question will drop to 1 point. Keep in mind, gentlemen, that there is stealing available in this round, so this could easily turn around if your opponent gets a category that they aren't strong in, yet you are. With that being said, Jay Burnz, you are currently enjoying a 4-point lead. Would you like to have your number rolled first or defer to JP?
Fuck it. Let's roll first.
All right, you got it. You landed on category number 6. I don't know if you can see that. And category number 6 is going to correspond with opponent's choice. So, Joe, the decision is up to you. Here are your category options. Who Said It? Scores and Soundtracks. Middle Earth. The MCU. Star Wars. Movie release dates. Star Trek. And video game movies. Oh, I'm sorry. You also have DCEU and directors.
Let's go scores and soundtracks.
Scores and soundtracks it is.
Nice.
All right, smart play. That has been the Achilles heel of many a competitor here in Jack of All Trivia. So we will see if it proves to be the case here for one Jay Burnz. All right, Jay, your first question. In the category of scores and soundtracks, who provided the score for Batman and Robin?
Elliot Goldenthal.
That is correct for 2 points.
Damn.
All right. Question number 2, Jay. You will find tracks labeled The Red Diary, Crimea River, and Valerie on the soundtrack to which 2005 film?
Multiple choice.
All right. Is it A, Batman Begins, B, Constantine, C, A History of Violence, or D, V for Vendetta?
You know what? I will use one of my repeats to get the full question and the answers, please.
Sure thing. All right. That's one for Jay. You will find tracks labeled The Red Diary, Crimea River, and Valerie on the soundtrack to which 2005 film? Is it A, Batman Begins, B, Constantine, C, A History of Violence, or D, V for Vendetta?
Fuck, I'm stuck between two. I'm gonna say A History of Violence.
Incorrect. Joe for a 1-point steal. Again, your options are A, Batman Begins, B, Constantine, C, A History of Violence, or D, V for Vendetta.
Constantine.
Also incorrect. The correct answer was V for Vendetta.
Huh.
Ooh.
I'm thinking of Justin Timberlake
Just
song,
all-
fucking Crimea River.
Yep. All right. Question 3 for you, Jay. The category of scores and soundtracks. Who provided the score for 30 Days of Night?
Underrated film.
Agreed.
I know who it is, but multiple choice. I'll hear it. I'll know it.
Okay. All right. Is it A, Ennio Morricone,
No.
B, Brian Reitzell, C, Clinton Shorter, or D, Howard Shore?
Should have just gone with my gut. It's Brian Reitzell.
Correct for 1 point.
Nice.
All right.
David Slade fucking directed it. God damn it.
All right. Here we go. Question number 4, Jay. Who provided the score for Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country? Five,
Star Trek 6.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Gary Goldsmith.
That is incorrect. Joe for a 2-point steal.
Now, can I get multiple choice or no?
No, because Jay did not select multiple choice. You
I didn't think so, but okay. Danny Elfman.
Also incorrect. We were looking for Cliff Idleman.
That's right. That's the funky one.
Oh yeah, the genius.
All right, your final question, Jay, in the category of scores and soundtracks.
Yeah, buddy.
Planet Boom, Hot Child in the City, and Don't Call Me Babe are songs on the soundtrack of which 90s movie?
Multiple choice.
All right, is it A, The Mask, B, Tank Girl, C, Barbed Wire, or D, Tales from the Crypt, Bordello of Blood?
Let's go with the Pamela Anderson movie I shouldn't have watched as young as I did and say Barbed Wire.
That is correct for 1 point.
Nice.
All right. So with Jay's round 2 out of the way, the score stands as follows. Jay currently has a score of 9 points, giving him an 8-point lead over Joe, who trails with only 1 point. However, if Joe can get a category that he feels strong in, he could easily close the gap in this game. So with that being said, let us go ahead and see what the fates have in store for Mr. Pulford. Are you ready, sir?
Yes. Yep.
Roll with it. All right. We landed on category number 3, which unfortunately lands you in scores and soundtracks, which has already been taken. So we will move to the next roll. You landed on 7. Jay is going to have a fit. It's the category of player's choice.
Okay.
So you now have your choice. Again, your category remaining choices are Middle Earth, MCU, movie release dates, video game movies, Star Wars, DCEU, Who Said It, Star Trek, and directors.
Okay, let's go MCU.
MCU it is. All right. Here we go. All right. All right, Joe, here you go. In the category of the MCU, in Ant-Man, Hank compares Dave, Luis, and Kurt to what kind of animal?
Let me get multiple choice.
Sure thing. A, jackrabbits. B, wombats. C, stool pigeons. Or D, spider monkeys.
Jackrabbits.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect for a 1-point steal, Jay Burnz. Again, your options are A, jackrabbits. B, wombats. C, stool pigeons. Or D, spider monkeys.
It's because I think it would be funny, and I don't remember it because I don't think it's wombats.
That is correct for 1 point. Yep, because the scene they're trying to think of who they could bring in, and Scott has this look on his face, and Hank goes, "No, not those 3 wombats."
Yep.
All right, here you go, Joe. Question number 2 in the category of MCU. In Doctor Strange, what kind of car is Stephen Strange driving when he has his horrific accident?
Porsche?
That is incorrect for a 2-point steal, Jay Burnz.
I'm stuck between 2. Bentley.
Unfortunately, that is also incorrect. We were looking for Lamborghini.
Okay.
The Lambo.
Yep. All right. All right, Joe. In Avengers Age of Ultron, who is the only Avenger whom Wanda is unable to manipulate?
Vision?
That is incorrect. Jay
Clint Barton, Hawkeye.
That is correct for 2 points. All right, here's the situation, Joe.
Yep.
Right now, you sit at 1 point, and Jay has a total of 12 points. So you need to get these next 2 questions correct. Here we go. In Iron Man, what is the name of the village that is under attack when Tony Stark first uses the completed Iron Man armor?
Multiple choice.
All right. Is it A, Gulmira, B, Qatar, C, Alamat, or D, Makir?
A?
A is correct for 1 point.
Good shit. Home of Jensen Ben Jensen.
All right. Here's where it stands right now. You have 1 question left, Joe, in round 2. If you get this correct, you move on. However, if you miss it and Jay is able to steal, regardless of how many points, then Jay will win via knockout. No pressure. Here we go. In Thor, The Dark World, after the death of Frigga, Thor promises Loki 2 things: vengeance and then what?
Multiple choice.
All right. Is it A, freedom, B, gratitude, C, death, or D, a cell?
Freedom?
Incorrect. Jay for a 1-point steal and the win.
Can I hear those options one more time, please?
Yes, the options are A, freedom, B, gratitude, C, death, or D, a cell.
A cell.
And your winner by way of knockout the arsonist, Jay Burnz. Wow, that was a very, very interesting match. But again, when you put a brand new, untested rookie against one of the all-time best in the Jack of all trivia inner geekdom division, oftentimes this is the result that you end up getting. But overall, great performance by both gentlemen. I'm super, super pumped about what the prospects of these two in the Jack of all trivia inner geekdom league. Haven, why don't you see how both of these gentlemen are feeling as of right now?
All right, let's go to the winner this evening. Jay Burnz, you got the KO in your first match back since the championship match has been concluded. How you feeling?
All right. I wish it had gone to round 3. There were a couple that I knew in round 2 that really just kind of hurt missing, like the David Wrights, the Brian Wrightsell question really sucks. Those questions were just in my wheelhouse, and it can happen. It can happen to anybody. It's happened to me before where I get absolutely nothing in round 1, and then I get trounced in round 2. It's literally what happens. It's the path to greatness. It's where it all fucking starts, is getting the shit kicked out of you in your first match. You'll shake it off, and you'll come back, and I can't wait to play again.
Thank you.
All right. Some encouraging words from the winner this evening, Mr. Jay Burnz. So let's go to the unfortunate loser of this evening, Joe JP. Man, just couldn't get the questions in your favor this match. How you feeling, brother?
Nope. Sometimes it happens like that. I ran into a bunch of questions I didn't know the answer to. A couple of movies I've only seen once. It happens.
Yeah, you had a interesting way in round number 2 where you threw Jay Burnz the soundtrack question. Was there something? Was that a category you were strong in and you were hoping to get some steals, or what was that about?
Honestly, it was a category I wanted to avoid at all costs, and the dice actually did land on it for me had I not given it to him. So, that was important, and unfortunately, I just in a category I should have been good in, I just didn't pull it out.
After you shake the ring rust off, I think your next match will be a lot better than this one. But yeah, man, it was, good to see both of you guys battling out. Had a pretty good match. Let's kick it back to the King of Hearts himself, James Shimo.
Well, thank you very much, David. And yes, Jay Burnz offering some sage words of wisdom to the young up-and-comer, Mr. Joe Pulford. I have no doubt that Joe's going to bounce back from this. He definitely seems like he has a knowledge for this thing. It's just every now and then, first time under the bright lights, it tends to hit you. And, when you get frazzled like that, especially in round number 1 with a bunch of questions popping up one right after the other that you have absolutely no idea where they came from or how to respond to them. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast. I went through it a lot before I made my way in the movie division, for example. Like I had matches where I just could not get a win to save my life. So you'll bounce back. You'll do much better. I have no doubt about that. But Jay Burnz, once again, shows his winning ways. He is on a mission to get to that Inner Geekdom Championship. So I have no doubt that he's going to continue to just run roughshod through anybody that we put in front of him. But who knows? We should, with the current crop of people we've got in tow, I think we might be able to throw a couple of roadblocks in there and maybe, I don't want to say impede his progress, but at least give him enough time to pause and say, okay, all right, I definitely need to take a little bit more time on this one, but we will see exactly what happens. So before we move on to wrapping things up around here, I do have one thing that I need to address, and that is you, Mr. Burnz.
What's up, buddy?
As I recall, not too long ago in a galaxy not very, very far away, you and I had a standing challenge with one another in this Inner Geekdom environment. Now, I will go ahead and say this. As it is a commissioner taking part in a match against a competitor, the match will not count on any records. I will say that it will be basically an unsanctioned match. It won't count against anyone. It won't count for anyone. It will be basically an exhibition. But it is something that we need to have put on the books, I think, a little sooner rather than later. Because I don't know about you, I don't know about Joe, I don't know about Haven, but I know the majority of Jack of All Trivia wants to see this match.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Most definitely. What are you thinking?
So, absolutely. So, we will definitely get that organized and on the books sooner rather than later. Maybe we'll make it a special holiday presentation on the Christmas time frame. So, we'll see what happens there. But in any case, that's something to be worked out a little bit later. We'll get our people in touch and we will figure that out. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start wrapping it up around here. Let's quickly go around the horn and see where everybody can be found, starting off with our second place finisher this evening, Mr. Joe Pulford. Joe, where can the good people find you online?
Familyofgeek.com. It's a blog that I've been running for about 5 years now. And then Facebook under my name.
Very, very cool. And the arsonist Jay Burnz, the winner this evening, getting back on the track to the Inner Geekdom Championship. Where can everybody find you online, sir? Oh, hang on, he's writing something out. There we go.
All right, so I'll just make it real simple for y'all. JBurns253 Twitter, JBurns Facebook, @bargang_Burns. Right there. All with Z's. That's my IG. Go ahead and find me.
There you go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right. And of course, my tag team partner, my brother in the NWO, the man running the ones and twos, bringing this all to you absolutely free of charge on YouTube. Haven Pendergast, where can everybody find you, my man?
Well, you can find me, of course, on Facebook at Jack of All Trivia. That's how this league is here. And of course, you can find us on YouTube at Jack of All Trivia. That's how you're watching this match. Yeah, that's it, brother.
Absolutely. And of course, you can find me, the King of Hearts, James Shimo, right here at Jack of All Trivia, running in the Inner Geekdom every Monday night, defending my movie trivia championship in the movie division on Tuesday nights. Whenever wrestling gets back into the swing of things, I will definitely be hopping back in the ring there. And you can also catch myself and Haven Pendergast heading for the tag titles here in the Jack of All Trivia tag team division as well. We're gunning for those. Also, if you happen to be in the Knoxville, Tennessee area, you can find me this Monday night attending Jay and Silent Bob's Reboot Roadshow. I'll be sitting there watching the Jay and Silent Bob reboot and having some questions answered by Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith. It's going to be a really good time. And you can also find myself, Haven Pendergast, and Ryan Payne on board the ship of Jericho during Chris Jericho's Rock and Wrestling Rager at Sea Part 2. Sail away, man. Yeah, we'll be having a lot of fun, enjoying ourselves and getting our tan on while talking to some really cool wrestlers, watching some amazing wrestling, and seeing some kick-ass concerts. So that is going to do it for us here at Jack of All Trivia, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us on this night. I will bid you all adieu. So for Joe Pulford, for Jay Burnz, for the villain Haven Pendergast, I am the King of Hearts, James Shimo. And until next we meet, ladies and gentlemen, goodbye, mwah, and good night. Bang!